There is this report which has come about the China sentencing a prison term and also putting a very huge fine on one pastor and his wife. And the report says that China is, it is a some kind of minority driven activity where they're trying to probably come down very harsh on Christians. So, we should understand the whole report. One religion can be very, very dangerous because, people mostly turn to religion when they are in a very emotionally weak state, or they're looking for an emotional anchor, or when they don't have too many resources. Lot of people resort to religion when something like this is true, but there are good number of people who will practice religion because they've been taught. So when I read this report which says that China is going after all these Christian house churches, and they find them and then make a arrest and put them in a very lengthy imprisonment. One, while the report sounds very astounding and shocking that China is trying to hurt the minority, the truth is, Chinese government have got their brain in the right place, because these house churches are not registered, which is required by China, that every church, whether it is Protestant or Roman Catholic, they should get themselves registered and then, you know, practice the religion in the way it is to be practiced. The problem with having a house church is, or they say underground house churches, is you can't control what gets told and said there. And religion, as I said, can be very, very dangerous. It can set people to something that doesn't make sense, to something like hurting themselves or becoming, you know, just becoming in a certain way which is not desired. So I am in, I totally like the report and I agree with China in trying to stop these house churches. But I believe there may be a softer way to deal with these things also. They need not put such lengthy imprisonments for the pastor and his wife or people who are caught doing this, or punish them very heavily. There may be, I'm sure there is a softer way to do things. See, another thing is, all these, when you run a underground or a not registered house church, and not just about the house churches, people who do their own style of prayer, meditation, and organize groups which can then form a cult in some way. They also give birth to superstition and maybe things which have nothing to do with religion to begin with. See, I will take an example of Scientology. uh, I don't know much about it, but whatever I have read and come across reports is that people are required to pay money to become a member of Scientology, which is a registered as a religion in US and a lot of other places. And then, you know, whatever I know about Scientology is nothing but they're just abusing people and extracting money from them, and they have no clue about religion at all. And problem is US or wherever they have started out, they fail to stop Scientology. And the amount of abuse in Scientology is so big and it is opaque. Scientology as a religion which is getting practiced is very, very opaque. A lot of people will not give you information of what is happening there, how and what is happening to some of their members. So I think China is very right, and this news report should be done in a better way. And these pastor, there may be more people who are practicing underground churches or house churches which are not registered. They should fall in line. They should fall in line and get themselves registered and then do the prayers the way it is to be done. So, this is not a correct report to say China is harassing minorities. Only thing I would say is China should not imprison people even if they're caught doing it. They should have a better or a softer way to deal with them and not put the kind of fines they have put. Why do my views matter? You should check the description box of who I am and spiritually what titles I hold. And that's how I felt like sharing my views.